All right, we got Minnie in the paint booth. Let's go check our Honda out and see where we're standing on painting the car and getting her done.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
How are we looking?
Just the last piece to wipe off and we're good.
All right, so what are you doing there? Are you using some kind of...
Wax and grease remover.
So we're using wax and grease remover on this job, not alcohol?
Yep, wax and grease.
So big jobs we use wax and grease remover, bumper covers. Small jobs we're going to use rubbing alcohol. Got it. So how are we looking on the outside here? Did it come out nice? Everything?
Yeah, no touch.
All right, no pinholes, no imperfections anywhere. Let's see, we got our panels done over here. They're looking good. I thought we were going to have to search and seizure some more of these, but we did some major body work to them. Hammer and dollied them out, flattened them out like pancakes, and they're ready for paint. We're going to go ahead and paint the back side of these black, since that's going to be the bottom, so we'll hand paint those using a brush and acrylic enamel. We're going to go ahead and put this one facing this way, because that's the front. And then I want to turn this one around, there we go, just like that. So that way we got the front facing that way, the front facing that way, and we'll make sure that we get all the edges really good. We went ahead and took our fuel door off of the car because we want to paint that inside and out. And since this is going to be a semi-concourse restoration by the way it looks, we basically completely gutted the car out except for the dash and the steering wheel. And I'm going to tell you something, this is like painting a Volkswagen Beetle if anybody's ever been down that road. A lot of inside painting going on here. All this has to be painted red. This particular vehicle here is like a Volkswagen Beetle back in the day where there was a lot of metal that showed on it, and it's all got to be painted. Everything's got to be painted. Minnie went ahead and vacuumed the floor out really good. We blew the car out for several days as we were working on it. I think we got it clean enough. Everything's ready for sealer now. We're going to go ahead and apply our epoxy sealer, and that's the step that we want to take right here when you get to this stage. You can see we got bare metal showing down here. We got some body work showing over in the corner here. I don't know what the hell was going on up there, but we had to weld that all back together. And then we bonded it down and we sanded that down to 320. So by using our epoxy sealer, it's going to fill it in, it's going to seal everything up, and it's going to give us a high quality, high tech paint job. Another reason we're using the sealer, you can see where we busted through these edges here. My camera, there you go, okay. Right there, I'm sorry. We got a section right in here that busted through. So the real situation is sealer is a must when it comes to these cars. It's a situation that says we got to put the sealer on it, and we're not going to seal the whole car. All we're going to do on this is we're going to seal the inside and we're going to spot seal the outside. If you go to the extreme of sealing the whole vehicle on the outside, you're going to run into a situation where you might possibly get some orange peel. And we don't want any orange peel, so all we want to do on the outside is we want to go ahead and spot seal that with our epoxy primer where it needs to be, and then we're done with it. As far as the inside goes, we're going to go ahead and probably seal everything on the inside as best as we can get it. I want to go ahead and cover as much of that old red paint as I can, especially where it shows. I'm not too concerned about the floor area because all that's covered. But as far as everything goes on around the windows and up above the doors and this, that, and the other, we're going to definitely put sealer on all of that. And then if you look at the color difference here, this is actually off our parts car. So we're gonna go ahead and possibly put sealer all the way around this deal, since it was one of them situations that it was a parts car piece and not one of the original pieces. We don't want anything blistering back through. We don't know what's going on with that old paint. So we want to make sure that it's covered up and sealed properly. We also got the inside of the hood ready to paint. Now, if you're in the process of restoring your old car and you got parts on your car that are irreplaceable, that means that you can't find them anywhere. You want to watch the video of how to use your 2K primer as a sealer, and I'm going to tell you that that's how we did this little situation here. I don't want to go through it, but this is ready to paint, and we're going to paint it red. This was a yellow hood off the parts car, and we had to buy the whole parts car just to get a few pieces that we needed for this car. So make sure you watch that video. It's going to tell you a lot of detail and very quick, inexpensive, cheap ways to do this, but the most high quality professional way that you can. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my epoxy primer. Now when I put the epoxy primer on, it's only going to be one full wet coat. That's it. We're not going to go ahead and apply 2 coats, 1 coat. Make sure that your gun is properly adjusted. You don't want to get any runs in it, and you want to move fast and quick and easy. Putting more than 1 coat on here could cause problems, so we don't want to run into any problems. We can get orange peel, we can get runs, we can get dry spots. We don't want any of that. 1 nice full wet coat and you're a done situation on sealing the car ready for paint. Alright, the Honda is now ready to paint. We got our sealer on the car. It's a done deal. I'm going to go inside and put the first coat of red paint on it while Minnie stands out here in the window and commentaries of what we are actually doing.
Okay, now he's ready, finally. After 3 attempts of going in and out of the paint booth, we are going to paint this, or I should say my friend Pete is going to paint this car red. All right, and here we go, everybody. Little Honda. It's going to be a red Honda. He's going to do the inside first. Now while he's doing this, he's got to always be aware of where his hose is at, because he doesn't want to run his hose through the wet paint or drip water off of the hose onto the wet paint, because he always puts water down on the floor. That helps cut down on the dust and getting into the paint. He's actually painting towards himself. If you can see how he's got the gun pointed, he's like, oh well. Now he's painting the inside of the gem. Look, did you see the gun? He's painting towards himself, which is pretty difficult to do. Now he's not painting the actual floor of the car, of course, because carpet's going to be on the floor, and you know, it'd be like a waste of material to actually paint the floor. So what he's really painting is just what shows on the inside of the car, which is actually quite a bit of stuff. These older cars like this don't have every inch of the inside covered in plastic like new cars do these days. Now he's already used 1 cup of his paint, and he's got over there in the corner is a little table where he's got a supplement supply of paint there, so he doesn't have to come in and out of the paint booth as much. Alright, he's shaking his head, but he's not cussing, so that just means he's getting it done. Alright, looks like he's moving to the outside of the car now. Painting the cowling across the front of the windshield. And I know if the owner is watching this, he is super excited.
some. That's one big fucking paint job. We're probably gonna have to buy more fucking paint. Just because it's a little car doesn't mean it doesn't take a lot of paint. I just don't want to talk about it now. Just turn it off. We'll be back later to check it out and see what the fuck happens here. Whew. Now I gotta tell you, that is one big paint job. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I started painting this at approximately 12:30 this afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock to about 1:30, and I just got done, and it's around 8:45, 9 o'clock, so. Oh, son of a bitch. We got a couple problems in the paint job. I was spraying it. Of course, the last coat of clear got a drip, but that's okay. We can color sand that out. Other than that, it came out beautiful, and I can't complain about it. What made this job a bitch, I'm going to tell you right now, is all that crap you see on the inside. Everything you see on the inside that I painted is what made this the nightmare fucking paint job that it was. We went ahead and painted some of the little parts with it that we had ready to paint, which included our, what are these called? Son of a bitch, I'm so tired I don't remember. Bumper filler panels, there you go. We got the fuel door painted. I took that off to paint that inside and out. You can see there's a little drip right here. We're not gonna mess with it. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so that came out really nice. We got the back deck lid inside and out. Even though the top of this gets chrome on it, you still got all this right here that shows. And then if we come around here, you can see that taking that extra mile to do the body work properly really pays off. You can't see it right now because of the shadows, but I'll tell you what, when you do your initial body work on the car or on the parts, and you come back, block sand it out, go over the body work one more time, you can see just by the job that we got here, it's worth every fucking minute of time to do it right. This hood right here came off a parts car. I think I explained that already. And it was nasty, ugly, 40-year-old yellow paint. It had surface rust on it. It had peeling paint all over it. It had slime, grease, and filth all over it. And now look at the inside of this hood. It's better than the day the car was built. It's better than the day the car was built. So that really came out nice, and I'm really happy with the way that came out. I will say this, I bought 1.5 gallons of paint for this car. I used a full fucking gallon of paint. That's 2 mixed gallons of paint that I used to paint this car. And the reason that was is because right here, painting all this inside stuff, major paint job. Whenever you go to paint the inside of a car, especially like this, where you got all this trim work, it's like I said before, it's like a Volkswagen Beetle, it becomes a nightmare, a real nightmare. So now that we've applied the paint to all the parts that you just looked at, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back over these fenders, and here's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You can see that pencil line right there. We got to go over that body work one more time. I will not paint that without doing the body work properly. So we got our fenders to do, and we're working on our doors right now as we speak to go ahead and paint the doors. Now we will paint these inside and out one time. I got a parts tree that I will hang the doors on, and I will paint the inside and outside of the same time on the doors. I will not paint the inside, tape it off, and paint the outside. Minnie's taking her Bondo class here, teaching herself how to do Bondo. She went a little crazy on that Bondo. Wow. And if we go look at our other door, you can see down there where Minnie welded up the little speaker holes. So Minnie's really becoming the body shop girl that she wants to be. She's really excited about this. She's doing all this on her own. And look at the weld job on that. Really looks good for her first time welding sheet metal. She made them little speaker hole cutouts. There were some speakers there. The owner said he didn't want the speakers, so Minnie took it upon herself to cut out the sheet metal and weld those in there and do the body work to them. So she's really coming a long way to do what she wants to do to make herself a better person. And you know, that's the real situation over here at D.I.Y. Auto School. I work 7 fucking days a week. I've been in business for 37 fucking years. You'd think from being in business for 37 fucking years, I should be able to retire, have a lot of money in the bank, and to be able to do what I want to do. But you know, I don't want to get into it. I don't want to start talking about my fucking problems, because I know you got problems too. But the real fucking deal is I struggle every fucking day. Just like today, Sunday, 9 o'clock at night, just got done painting that car. I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll get back on the fucking grind. You can't sit there and struggle and feel sorry for yourself, moaning and groaning and just, you know, banging your head against the fucking wall and never looking at yourself in the fucking mirror because you don't want to, because you're afraid to see the ugliness that you put upon yourself. You can't do that. You gotta get off your fucking ass, whether it's Sunday, whether it's Saturday, Wednesday, whatever fucking day it is, and you just gotta get the motherfucker done. See what Minnie's doing? She's getting her done, and she's fucking doing it right. When I say the 3 words, doing it right, it ain't got really nothing to do with block sanding the hood out and making sure that the Bondo's done right. It's about getting your fucking shit together and setting your life on a straight, narrow line on a 2-lane fucking highway, not a 1-lane highway, and doing it right. Taking care of your business, waking up every morning, going to bed at night with a conscience. There's a lot of people out there that go to bed that don't have a conscience. And, you know, that's what's put our world into a world of hate, because that people have grown to not have a conscience, and they just fuck everybody around. We don't want to be that fucking guy. We don't want to be that fucking person that's gonna fuck everybody around and get away with it constantly and go to sleep at night and tell herself, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Why is he pissed at me? Fuck him. He's wrong and I'm right. I fucked him around and I got my fucking money out of him and I did the right thing. So fuck you. And then wake up and do it again. You can't fucking be like that, because that is not doing it right. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, over here at D.I.Y. Auto School, SWRNC Custom, doing it right, working on the grind, coming to the ranch every fucking day. That's right, this is my fucking ranch, this is my prison yard, this is my fucking world. And I'm the one that's in control of my fucking world, just like you should be. That is doing it right. We'll see you later.